Well, looks like we're back again for Facecam Specials Insurgence. Today is January 25th, 2023. And about a whole year ago, I tell ya, Part 5 was pretty impressive. But I do hope to cap things off, since I have talked about it before, with this being my final outing for this series. And as such, Facecam Specials Insurgence is proud to present to you Season 6. The 6th and final season in this series. I already got 18 episodes worth put together, as that is how many I'll be doing for this whole season. Without further ado, let's get started right now. I will say right off the bat that Alien Isolation, you've seen me play this game before, right? You've seen it happen at certain points in GWK history. And so that's why I'm more than proud to be able to have it up again. But I will have it around in other such series around here. At least for the remainder of 2023, you will get to see plenty of other cool stuff in association with GWK as a whole. And I really gotta say, I almost feel like I could probably revisit this title, but I don't really see much of a point in that. I played through the story once, why would I need to play it again? And who really cares much about story, especially when all the people want to talk about the multiplayer functions that associate with different games. So, it's pretty much just survival horror at its finest, and I'm just trying to avoid these hostile personnel that are aboard this station. And well, from what I understand, this is basically Ellen Ripley's daughter, whom essentially is alive in between the first and second movies. After all, Ellen's body was recovered from a cryogenic stasis pod that was ejected from the Nostromo, pretty much. An evac ship that had gotten away from it before it blew up, and supposedly getting rid of the xenomorph by blowing it out of the airlock. It pretty much just ultimately didn't mean a lot when it happened, but in this case, these are the events that take place before Aliens. And so, it's nice to get ourselves a nice look at what we can find based on her supposed daughter that was alive during this time. And being that she was in cryogenic stasis for 57 years, knowing that Amanda Ripley had died at some point before she was eventually found by the Ed Sulaco, pretty much. It's pretty sad in a way. Being that we are now in the events of what happened in between the first and second movies, I don't really know exactly what else I can talk about here at this point. But as you can see here, the requisitions android is what I got to free from his little slumber. And he's supposed to help out for some sort of task. And so, hopefully it does work out. But what I got to do first is power up the room so that way I can... Okay, well it looks like I got a little device, and it does seem like it could provide some sort of power source. As you pretty much see those emergency phone booths that right there, those just phones in general. That is, believe it or not, how you save the game. This is one of those games where you can get sent back pretty far if you don't actually save. There's not really any sort of autosave functions that come by typically, especially in between levels. That could probably be one of the only opportunities that autosave comes in, but otherwise, manually saving is pretty much the only thing you're going to have to do. And to find these emergency phones would be very essential to help you prevent any loss of progress. In this case, I don't really have to do much because this is just one of those more peaceful moments in the game, at least. I'm just getting an android ready. Even though androids have attacked me before then. you know. I mean, playing this game was just one of a kind back in June 2020. That was when I played it for the first time, and pretty much the only time that may ever happen. But otherwise, I don't see a whole lot else that I can talk about here. Kind of struggling to be able to find a way to get through to whatever I can get a hold of as a way to power up the room. I don't really know if it's wit's end or whatnot, but real thankful the internet was invented. And I feel like that, other than all that has happened right now, you know, there really is a lot you can look for. All the materials I picked up, I'm able to construct different items like flashbangs and noisemakers. And I do have a hold of some weapons. A revolver and a shotgun, for instance. But I am supposed to also get a hold of a flamethrower at some point. So, there's all that, basically. And with a lot more, I'm sure I can be able to battle against the xenomorphs any way that I please. So, let's just be hopeful here. So, let's just save real quick. And there we go. Looks like I'm now at a point where I can continue my quest to be able to find a way to power the room. Like, gee. Maybe there's another way that I'm able to get to this whole thing. Because there's no power in the room or whatnot. Oh, geez. Yeah, you see, this is just points where you can get stuck. Find a way to open the door to the warehouse. I gotta go up here? I feel like there might be a room or something I might have missed, so that's why I'm coming all the way up here. Okay, looks like I might have found a way. Alright. Signal. Sort of tuning it similar to how it works in the Batman Arkham games. Except here, it's basically tuning it to a certain frequency and then inputting a special code utilizing different symbols. And also you see the time limit right there that was counting down, and well, I guess with enough skill and whatnot, it looks like I now have a way to free the android. I was able to put power to the room with just that.